So in this video, we're going to be discussing the new extended trailer for episode 10 of The Flash Season 5, The Flash and Furious, but also I want to go over the new possible teasers of a brand new reverse Flash suit. So let's dive straight into this Flash video. What is up, speedsters? Welcome to a brand new Flash video. I want to say happy new year to every single one of you. Thank you so much for everybody who helped support me last year on the channel. I love the interaction with you guys, and I can't wait to see what this year brings with, you know, the DC TV universe, the videos, the discussion, and everything like that. So just thank you if you've been here for a while, or even if you've just been here since yesterday or today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But other than that, without further ado, let's play that other trailer for the next episode, returning January 15th.
Someone just stole a very expensive vehicle.
Suit up, we don't have a lot of time.
It's a next-gen prototype with all the bells and whistles. If bells and whistles could explode and murder people, stop this maniac.
Flash, all new episodes return Tuesday, January 15th on the CW.
So I have to admit, like a lot of other people, when I saw this trailer, and I went to the comment section immediately, everyone was asking, like, wait, what happened to episode 10? Or, like, is this from episode 11? And that's just because it does feel like a completely different trailer, or episode, sorry, because if you have watched the first promo for The Flash and Furious, which, you know, is coming in just a couple of weeks' time, it shows none of this. Like, in fact, this trailer shows none of the cool stuff that a lot of fans are getting excited for this episode. You know, for example, in the first trailer we saw Barry and Iris, you know, possibly travel to the future to go to the Flash Museum. We also get a little teaser of Eobard Thawne talking to Nora, obviously after the cliffhanger for the first half of the season. So when you watch this trailer, when it's got, you know, Weather Witch seemingly returning back after having stolen this, you know, really high-tech Argus car, and it shows not even an inkling of all of that really cool stuff that we all just want to see, everyone's just like, wait, have they screwed up? They put the wrong trailer out? And I have to admit, as I said, I even thought that for a second. Is this the case? Just like in a lot of episodes beforehand, sometimes trailers, you know, especially the first trailer, shows stuff, or, you know, even might not show the cool stuff, but in the episode we see the cool stuff, whether that's in the last 10 minutes or in the first 5 minutes. So essentially, if you're wondering that if this episode is going to be a whole bunch of filler, or you're worried about that, what happened to the Eobard Thawne Nora stuff, blah blah blah, that will still be in this episode. It's just more of a matter of, like, when will that be? Is it going to be in the last 5 minutes when Nora, you know, or when they travel to the Flash Museum? Is that going to be after all of this stuff? So essentially, I think it's going to be maybe the episode will kick straight off, you know, similar to what Todd Helbing said as well, you know, from when Nora was talking to Eobard Thawne at the end of last episode, and, you know, he was like, yes, we do need to talk. They'll finish off that conversation, I'm guessing. Nora will run back to present day. That is when all of this stuff will probably go down. So we see Weather Witch here. I'm not exactly sure who this other character is. It might be just a friend of hers, but it could be another, you know, DC Comics character that they're bringing to the screen to kind of team up in. I don't really want to go as far as a new Roguesy kind of way, but you know what I mean. Either way, this trailer looks kind of cool in the sense of, you know, they nick an Argus car. I have absolutely no idea how Weather Witch has escaped. Like, seriously, if you guys remember, it was not even that long ago when Barry put her in metahuman cuffs. But either way, it seems that she has. They nicked this car, and you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Once this kind of side plot has been thrown out the way, that is when maybe, if you remember in the first trailer for this episode, we see that Barry gets locked in the pipeline. And it seems that Nora is locking her father in the pipeline. And what do we see in this extended promo? We see that Nora faces off against Weather Witch and her friend here in the car, all by herself. Maybe because she doesn't want her father to die. Maybe it's a part of all of that worry and stuff like that. Could be something else. But either way, that might springboard once this is resolved. Once Barry kicks their asses, puts them back in metahuman cuffs, possibly with Nora. He might ask her, like, why did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to travel to the future to try and kind of find out what happened or what's going to go on. Obviously, this is pure speculation, but you can kind of get what I'm trying to say here, and how the stuff we saw from the first trailer will still very much so be in this episode, albeit, you know, with some fillery kind of stuff, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Every episode usually has like a meta of the week, doesn't it? Or just some kind of stuff like that. So don't worry, we will be getting that cool stuff still. But other than that, this extended trailer doesn't really give us many other details other than the fact it's an Argus car. You can see Barry wearing that new kind of cowl that was featured in Elseworlds. If you're wondering if Barry looked a little bit different in that costume, that's because that cowl is slightly updated. It looks like in this episode as well, we'll be getting a little bit of Killer Frost, because you can see in the blurry background there, we see Killer Frost. So I'm guessing she might help Barry, you know, maybe take down the car. Maybe Nora is, you know, told to go back to S.T.A.R Labs after locking her father away. But the other big clue that this is still this episode is that this episode is called The Flash and the Furious. And, you know, this is featuring an Argus car that they're like joyriding throughout Central City. So, you know, that's a big giveaway there as well. Bottom line though, I'm still excited for this episode, even though this new extended trailer didn't show any of the, you know, stuff that I personally just kind of only care about. I mean, yeah, I am excited for this other stuff in a way, because, you know, that's just what comes with the Flash. But really, I think all of us want to know and get to the bottom of the whole Flash Museum stuff, with Barry going there, possibly even seeing little Nora, as we saw in the previous trailer, which some people don't think is Nora, but I think it might be. But also, obviously, that conversation Nora seems to have with Eobard Thawne in this episode, which, you know, I think safely you can assume might happen in the opening part, because it would just start off straight from the previous episode. Why would they have a run there again in the middle of this episode? It just wouldn't make sense. But now, guys, I want to move on to the teasers and rumors of a possible new Reverse Flash suit. You may have already heard about this. As I said, it is kind of a week old, but I want to give my spin on it, even if you have heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, great. Then this is the rumor. So essentially, well, it's not really a rumor, it's kind of speculation, because there was this video uploaded. You know, Carlos and Tom Cavanaugh have done, you know, funny little things like this before on set, behind the scenes, whatever have you, whether that's of them singing or doing what they're doing right here. And then at the end of the video, the cameraman, whoever is behind the camera, pans into the kind of poster, or like, you know, artwork, if you will, for the Reverse Flash. Now, we've all seen this image before, maybe you actually haven't, but this is actually a really cool image I love of Tom Cavanaugh, or the Welsabard version of Thawne, if you will. It's always been such a menacing speedster Reverse Flash concept art here that I just love. But anyway, the interesting part about this particular version of it is that the armor has changed. Now, everyone naturally after this is thinking, oh, is this deliberate? Or was this just something they were signing in their trailer? Or wait, what if there is more to this? And that could very well be the case. They could have just panned into it. Maybe they were just checking out a new thingy or something like that. But maybe that is too simple. Why would they do that? Maybe they are slipping in a little behind the scenes Easter egg here for something that is to come very, very soon. Because, well, what is in the back half of season 5 of The Flash? The Reverse Flash. You would have to think that he will escape Iron Heights, if that is where he is, and he might get a new costume. And the main difference is here with this costume is that you can see that he has kind of these wrist guards, if you will, or you know, gauntlets, or, you know, van braces, whatever you want to call them, shoulder pads there. But he's also, the actual suit itself is a little bit different, you know, with like the dark bits running through it. You can even see there's dark elements to his cowl. But if this image isn't, you know, of great enough quality to you, you may be familiar with Andy Poon, who does some of the concept illustration for The Flash and other shows even. And right here, you can see that this is very blatantly, you know, the actual sketch for what you just saw on that, you know, picture on the table in that video of Tom Cavanaugh and Carlos. So anyway, the bottom line with this is that the Andy Poon version of the picture obviously is a lot better quality. It is blatantly more or less very similar to the one that is actually printed out on that paper. Now, there is two versions of this design where you can see that on the neck he has a bit of padding there, or like the kind of black padding going down, and then on the other one, which is similar and more similar to the actual picture we saw, he doesn't have that there. So they might, if they are making this new suit, go forward with this second version. But it is kind of interesting because on the new Flash suit, not that it's majorly highlighted like in a different color like this, but you do see that it has got those neck bits that go down, and this version with the black bits there is reminiscent of that, going all the way down to the lightning bolt, which I think is really cool. But either way, it definitely is suspicious, and I find it very interesting. Kind of makes sense in a way, but it doesn't at the same time for the Reverse Flash to get a new suit. You could argue if Barry got a new suit, you know, in season 5, which he did, and the Reverse Flash is from the future, why did he never just instantly wear that suit? Now, behind the scenes reasons, it's very logical. Obviously, season 1, we just didn't have that suit. Obviously, they knew they were going to update it, but when they were making the Reverse Flash, they just made it similar to the season 1 Flash suit, right? But you can still, I guess, beg the question of, if you want to get nitpicky, technically, the Reverse Flash would have gone for the latest Flash rendition suit, you know, in the future, rather than like the season 1 version. But anyway, scrap that. It looks like he might be getting a new suit. I think it's really cool. I definitely want it. I personally am a really big fan of the current version of the Reverse Flash suit, but if they give it a similar material to Barry's, which you can kind of see that they might do here, because you can kind of see that little textury pattern there, and you would have to think that maybe they're going to mimic that kind of, you know, spandexy material that Barry has now got. That would be awesome. I think it would look really great, and it makes sense with if Eobard Thawne escapes this season in the back half, or whatever will happen with him, to sport a new suit. But other than that, guys, that is the gist of the video. So let me know what you thought of the extended trailer. Are you still looking forward to the episode? Are you a bit apprehensive now that we might not get as much stuff as what we actually saw in that first trailer? So, you know, for example, the Flash Museum time travel stuff might only be like a couple of minutes long and nothing more than that. But there were other bits of, like, you know, where we saw Cicada. That could be towards the beginning of the episode as well. Then when he like disappears off, they could be tackling the metahuman. But also let me know what you think of the Reverse Flash suit. Do you want them to keep the current one, or are you up for a new kind of take on the Reverse Flash suit if he escapes Iron Heights and these kind of teases turn out to be, or speculations turn out to be true? As I said, personally, I would love to see one since Barry's got a new one, but you know, you may feel differently. So let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, everyone, like this video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're brand new here for more Arrowverse videos and all kinds of comic book nerdy stuff like this. Other than that, I do have a Discord server. Be sure to join that, and other links down in the description. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you speedsters in the next video, and Happy New Year.